When you talk about C-series ng Poco, it's always very budget-friendly. Now, this time around, itong bagong C85, nakita ko it has some really good improvements over sa kanyang mga predecessor, like si C71. And mga specs niya plus feature has become more appetizing compared sa kanyang mga predecessors. So ano nga ba mga pinagsasabi ko? Pag-usapan natin. Now, pagdating naman sa box, there's nothing really unusual. Yellow box, black print, makita mo dito naka-print Poco C85. So, buksan natin. And by the way, this one has two variants. Either go for 6128 or 8256. So, pag binuksan mo ganito itsura niya, makita mo nakasunod dito, powerful octa-core processor. It's good yung kanyang processor, pero it's not powerful. Don't be misguided. Tanggalin mo na natin yung phone. There's a small pouch here, SIM injector tool, warranty card and safety guide, kanyang jelly case, and yeah, it's quite soft. Looks cheap. The other two things here, charging cable A to C, and eto, 33 watts na siya this time around, which is a huge improvement para sa akin. Now, okay naman ang kanyang itsura and meron siyang two-tone dito sa likod plus matte finish siya. And this is, by the way, the purple color. And here are the other colors. Now, by the way, guys, itong Poco C85 4G na may 6 gigs of RAM and 120 gigs of storage. Ang kanyang base price is $5,499. And you can get it as low as $4,599 sa kanyang early bird rate. And ang kanyang 8256 will be priced at $6,499. Pero makukuha mo siya for $5,499 sa kanyang early bird price. More details on the description box below or just simply click yung product link na biglang lilitaw sa inyong screen. Gamitin yung mga official links ko dahil yun ang mga legit and yun ang mga official, and iwas tayo paliboy-liboy kasi ang daming scammers. Lalo na ngayon, magpapasko na. Now, one of the things na napansin ko dito sa kanya is medyo plasticky feel ang kanyang likod. And medyo a bit chunky tong phone na ito, hindi siya sobrang nipis. This is around 8mm thick and 205 grams all in all. Now, one of the things na gusto ko sa kanya is nandiyan pa kanyang audio jack, and ang kanyang SIM tray can accommodate dalawang nano SIM na 4G and isang micro SD card. Now, siguro next thing na gusto nyo tanong sa akin kung eSIM capable itong phone na ito, si Poco C85. Definitely not. Dahil mga eSIM capability is available sa mga 20,000 plus na mga smartphone, mga mid-range and above. Pero, may workaround tayo dyan. Ito, Smart Multi-SIM. Chinek ko naman siya dito sa app niya, sa Smart Multi-SIM app, and it's working. Support niya ang multi-SIM, meaning you can put 5 eSIM numbers dito and ipasok mo dito sa inyong phone and automatically eSIM capable na ito phone mo. 5 numbers pa. So kung gusto niyo malaman kung paano gamitin ito na maayos, just check one of my videos here tungkol sa Smart Multi-SIM. And kung gusto niyo malaman kung saan niyo mabibili ito, nasa description box lang. Now, one thing na hindi ko masyado gusto dito sa kanya is definitely kanya teardrop notch, which is 2025 na, and of course, yung kanyang makapal na baba dito sa ilalim. Overall, yung kanyang feel is just okay, probably not the best na feeling kasi medyo may pagka-plasticky feel para sa akin. But mahirap mag-complain kasi budget phone lang to. Remember sinabi ko kanina na this one is being powered by a powerful na octa-core processor, and yung processor niyan is a MediaTek na Helio G81 Ultra. Now, I know na it's a budget-friendly na processor, so definitely it's not powerful, but it's more than capable enough to do multitasking, to do everything na kailangan mo on a day-to-day basis. Social media, taking phone calls, Viber calls, messenger calls, chat, whatever. Yung mga basic lang, walang problema. Now, once na niload up mo siya ng maraming apps dito sa phone na ito, medyo mafe-feel mo it's going to be a little bit sluggish. Inuunahan ko na kayo. And by the way, this one's being powered by the HyperOS 2 inside Android version 15. Now, check naman natin ang Antutu benchmark ni Helio G81 Ultra. Nakakuha ko ng 326,000 points, which is for me, not bad na for a budget phone. Na kung gusto nyo makita mga ibang benchmark na ginawa natin dito sa phone na ito, eto na. And before tayo magpatuloy, ito ang complete spec sheet. Now, one of the good things dito sa kanya is that malaki kanyang battery. 6,000 mAh ang battery, which can last you more than a whole day of normal usage. Meaning, normal lang gamit mo, sineset mo yung brightness sa kalahati, hindi sagad, and hindi ka lagi naka-mobile data, hindi ka lagi naglalaro ng games, kayang-kaya naman one day. Kaya pa nga actually 2 days kung ako tatanungin nyo. And best of all is meron siyang 33 watts of fast charging support, meaning matatapos ang yung full charge from 0 to 100 in just around mga an hour and 20 minutes. Unlike pag ginamit mo ng 18 watts, abuti ka ng mahigit 2 oras. Now, another thing na gusto ko rin sa kanya is that this one can act as a power bank na 6,000 mAh. You can charge your other phones, other gadget via reverse wired charging for 10 watts. Which sometimes would come in handy. Now, isa sa magpapatunay dito na kaya magtagal itong phone na ito for roughly 2 days, ito ang kanyang screen on time. 14 hours and 51 minutes. Roughly 15 hours na i-round up natin. Now, another improvement dito sa phone na ito, which normally hindi mo makita sa mga Poco na C-series, is meron siyang IP64 na dust and water resistant, meaning giving you more protection sa tubig at sa mga alikabok. And you can even use this while walking under the rain. Huwag mo lang idadang to sa tubig kasi IP54 lang siya. Kahit IP69 pa yan, I don't really recommend you to dunk into the water pag hindi kinakailangan dahil water damage and physical damage, void ang iyong warranty. Just a quick word of reminder from Gadget Sidekick. Now, pagdating sa kanyang display, pansin ko lang sa kanya, compare sa mga ibang C na series, parang medyo humaba siya. Parang nung C71 mas maiksi siya ng konti, parang ito parang tumangkad pa siya lalo. No? Siguro nag-cherry fur. And dahil mas matangkad ang iyong screen, it gives you a bigger, wider view. Natural. Yung nga lang kanyang limitation is just this one can display up to 720p. Pero ang advantage mo naman dito, meron ka 120Hz. Yun nga lang, hindi mo siya masyadong magagamit, yung kanyang 120Hz. The only time na makita mo nag-120Hz siya is pagdating sa kanyang settings. And pag lumabas ka na sa home screen, bababa na siya sa 90Hz. And pag nag-open ka ng mga apps like Chrome, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and others, pinakamataas na ang 60Hz. I have yet to see any apps na beyond 60Hz dito sa phone na ito. So yung 120Hz, I have yet to see na mangyari dito sa phone na ito, other than settings. Pero if you're browsing naman on this phone, I have no problem dito browsing on Facebook, sa mga shorts, mga reels, okay naman kanyang swiping. Basta hindi mabagal yung internet, okay naman. Decent naman ang kanyang swiping experience dito sa phone na ito. If you're watching your favorite shows dito, be it basketball, Korean novela, or other videos, expect naman it can definitely give you a good viewing experience. Pero hanggang 720p lang. Now, just to set your expectation, ang sounds nito is just one loud firing speaker. And right now, ito try lang natin kung acceptable nga ba ang kanyang sound. Honestly, hindi siya ganun kalakasan talaga. So I would prefer using my favorite headphones dito kasi meron pa naman siya audio jack. Now, naglaro naman ng dalawang quick games dito and I played Call of Duty Mobile and Mobile Legends. Pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, okay naman kanyang gameplay. Just don't expect too much from this one kasi alam mo naman yung kanyang processor. It's just a G81 Ultra. So, you have to set your expectation. Now, one of the problems ko naman dito pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, parang medyo limited yung movement ko. Pag nagpapan akong left and right, parang medyo naiipit ako. Hindi ako makapag-swing ng maayos. No? Yun ang siguro one of the things na medyo nabibitin ako dito sa kanya. Siguro dahil tinaasan ko kanyang frame rates. Now, you can always lower it down to give you a better experience. And napapansin ko ang kanyang frame rates is just playing at around mga 30 to 32 FPS. Consistent siya. Siguro pinakamababa ang drops niya nasa 29. Pero most of the time, nasa 30 siya to 31. Okay naman ka ng controls, wala kang maging problema dito sa kanya. And pinakamainit na inabot ko naman dito is just 38 degrees Celsius. Quite cool naman. Pagdating sa MLD, gameplay was a bit better. Mas magandang experience ko dito sa kanya. Nakita na naman ang settings natin. And umaabot siya ng 60 FPS dito. Siguro pinakamababa niya, nasa around mga 57. Pero okay naman siya. Most of the time, nasa 60 naman siya. Kahit mag-clash ka, nakikita ko, nasa 60 pa rin naman ang kanyang frame rates. Okay naman magiging controls mo dito. Smooth naman siya. And one of the good things naman dito sa kanya is that very responsive ang kanyang touch. Probably one thing na hindi ko masyado gusto dito is nagte-teleport mga kalaban ko pag naglalaban kayo. Siguro dahil sa lags, no? Pero overall, mas playable ang ML compared sa Call of Duty Mobile. Umabot din siya pinakamainit na 38 degrees Celsius. Now, pagdating sa camera, this one has a 50MP na rear camera sensor and a 8MP na front-facing camera. Parehong kaya nila mag-shoot ng 1080p and 30fps. Check lang natin kanyang quality. Tapos silipin natin some of the shots na nakuha natin dito sa Poco C85. Now, take a look at some of the outdoor shots. Masasabi ko sa inyo na medyo saturated ang kanyang greens. Pansin ko na some of these shots na nakuha natin like this one, maganda naman kanyang capture. Quite sharp naman ang kanyang photo if you don't zoom it in. Pag zoom in mo, medyo a little bit soft nga lang siya. If you're just walking by the vicinity, you'll be able to get some good snaps naman, no? And this is a normal shot. Ito ang kanyang 2x zoom shot, which is, I think, okay pa naman ang mga wordings dito, except na medyo mas malabo na yung mga nasa likod. And another thing na napansin ko rin dito sa kanya is that there are times na medyo hirap siya mag-focus pag hindi mo tinutuldok yung subject, no? Pag tinuldok mo tong subject na ito, you get a better photo just like this one. Kung kumukuha ka ng mga building shots, okay naman siya, no? Malinaw naman and the cloud details are quite okay, not the best. Pagdating naman sa indoor food photography, okay naman siya, no? Pansin ko medyo mas lighter attack niya. Hindi siya masyadong appealing tingnan pagdating sa food photography. There are times na medyo mas yellowish, orangey siya. Pero overall, not bad na siya. Kasi you know naman yung ganang price point, no? Na ganun lang talaga siya, ang ganang performance. But overall, these foods na na-capture natin aren't so bad after all. Pati ito, no? Pansin ko, this is not such a bad shot. Pag zoom in mo, kita mo mga details na pati itong coffee na ito, quite good. And nung kinuha ko naman tong photo na ito, it was just 100 days to go before Christmas. So saying hi to all of the ninongs out there. Now pagdating sa kanyang front-facing camera, dito ako na-surprise though. It was quite good Yung mga photos na na-capture ko dito, it was able to give me the details that I'm looking for sa isang selfie photo. Quite surprised ako dito sa mga photos na nakuha ko dito sa kanya on outdoor. Pagdating sa indoor, medyo ibang mas soft na siya and hindi ko masyado nagustuhan mga shots from the indoor kasi medyo soft siya. But of course, just set mo lang expectation mo na hanggang ganun lang talagang kaya niya. And here are some video sample from the C85. The Poco C85 if you're recording at 1080p and 30 fps. Ito naman ang quality that you'll be getting if you're using yung rear camera ng Poco C85, also recording at 1080p and 30 fps. Now with that given price point at around 4,500 pesos pag nag-sale itong phone na ito, is it worth it? Now I would say na not bad ang performance nito phone na ito. Lalo na if you're battery hungry, mahilig ka sa long-lasting na battery, kaya magtagal ng 2 days, si Poco C85 is definitely a go-to na smartphone. Kanyang processor can give you the multitasking that you need on a daily basic needs. Camera can shoot you some basic shots, no? Just don't expect too much. Kaya naman na maglaro ng mga games like ML and PUBG, pero medyo mas hirap lang siya ng konti sa Call of Duty Mobile. Huwag ka nang umasa sa mga AAA games dito, ha? So overall, para sa akin, this is definitely a good buy if your budget is around masa 4,500 pesos. Ang maganda dito sa kanya is malaki ang kanyang screen, malaki ang kanyang battery, and meron siyang IP54 na dust and water resistance. Now kayo guys, bibili ba kayo nito? Let me know in the comments. And kung meron kayo friends na naghanap ng mga phone na ganito ang budget, and most likely ito ang pinaka-best recommended sa kanila, and don't forget to share this video sa kanila. And of course, kung gusto nyo malaman kung saan pwede mabili itong phone na ito, I'll pop it on the description box below. And if you like this video, huwag nyo kalimutan mag-like, share, and of course, subscribe sa aking channel para umabot tayo ng 500,000 subs at the end of this year. Uy, malapit na. So paano yan? Hanggang muli, I'll see you when you see me. Peace out. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.